extension that I've been doing for ages, and I've got no idea what the guy in front of me is doing because he's all over the road, but he looks like a bit of a Roger the Rep from Romford. Oh yeah, got to do that now it's there, haven't I? Right, I'm on my way to Uncle Steve's, who's very kindly agreed to have a look at the old motorised chariot. Decide what fucking lane you're in, cunt face. Do you want to fucking pay attention to where you're going, you grumpy cunt? Yeah, fucking senile old twat. More road rage tips. Yes, Steve, although he's busy today, has very kindly agreed to have a look at the rear arms on Rosie. So, day is in to boot, and I'm a cheeky bastard because I've put the new brakes in as well. Because basically they've got to come off to do the arms. So, for the sake of a couple of 14mm bolts and a T50 Torx, may as well be done. And then that's everything I need to do before we go away. Apart from fit the roof rails and the roof box, which I adore fitting. No, I don't, because I'm a short arse. I'm only 5'8". A giant in dwarf kingdoms, but not in normal circles. I need to turn the heating on. Never thought I'd say that. After it's been fucking roasting, but we've had basically the other day we had pretty much a day and a whole night of like solid rain, and it smelled fantastic. It really was good, but it was effing loud and it kept me up all night. And last night I can genuinely say I slept like a baby, because at 3 o'clock in the morning I had toothache. Sorry, just a great big American barge went past, and I adore old American barges. Yes, at 3 o'clock this morning I had toothache and I shit myself. True story. I'm not blaming the bag of barbecue chicken, the lamb samosa, the can of cider, the walnut whip, or anything like that. Ooh. So yes, currently it's eased off a bit because it's now sort of midday. But it's I've been a bit of a squirty Bertie all morning. I've got an ass like a blood orange. It's one of those where you've only got to touch your bits with toilet paper and you're going, it's one of them. You've all been there and you will never want to be there. So I'm at that stage at the minute where I've got about a 20-minute window before I'm going to go again. And you know what it's like, you don't have an option. You do not gamble on a fart when you're in that condition. So yeah, so I've just got the emergency supplies. I've had nothing to eat this morning. I've took my drugs this morning that I normally have to take, but you have to wait for your gut to settle before you can take them. So I had to wait for that, so I've just done that, but I've had nothing to eat yet today. I'm getting a little bit peckish, but I've just been down the shops, got Steve some supplies, and got myself, to share of course, a packet of malted milk biscuits, because malted milk biscuits will help bind you up a bit. Don't get biscuits with chocolate or icing or anything like that. A plain biscuit, a rich tea, anything like that, a digestive, not a chocolate one, will help bind you up, and your stomach, it doesn't stress the stomach too much, you know. Don't go barreling in straight into bacon and eggs or anything like that. Just ease it in. A lot of people, when they fast, will actually break the fast with a yoghurt. But my guts will not tolerate a yoghurt at the moment. I know that. So no, I'm gonna go straight in for the hardcore malted milk biscuit. Anyway, that's not. What's your subject today, Jim? Shitting myself. Right. We're going to talk about suspension arms and all that. Like, obviously, I said on the previous video, I am not going to film it or anything like that, but I will be taking some pictures and sort of away from the action a bit. I should describe what's going on, show the old arms and stuff like that. It depends how far we get, to be honest. So I'll do that. But obviously Steve likes his privacy, doesn't want to be on film. I get that, I totally respect it. He's doing me a solid favour. And I say, you know, respect the man's wishes. You know what I mean? So yeah, so we'll do that because he's got all the Dugga guns, and he's got a jack that goes very high, Michael Jackson high. My trolley jack's fucked, so, and I don't really want to get my fat carcass underneath the car because 2 of the bolts obviously go through the subframe, and they're into captive nuts and they're hidden, and apparently they're not that super duper tight, but I just don't. My bottom in this condition, I really don't fancy pulling on a breaker bar. Otherwise, I'm going to have uninvited guests in my pants. So yes, so leave it for the man with the Dugga gun and the proper kit, because why struggle? It's not a bad day today. I could have done it on the drive. What's the point? What's the point? You know, if people are there and going, yeah, I can do that for you, then let them do it. Let them do it. Why struggle? So that's where we're going. So yes, I'm just on my way to Steve's. So I will update you when we are a bit further on with the job. Bye bye. With the button. Well, folks, I'm going to show you some pictures of the old arm. My word, were they overdue. So here is a picture of the old arm, and as you can see where the spring sits, it's gone to Swiss cheese. It's the lightweight racing model, and this in comparison is the new arm. Yeah, bit of difference. And let me tell you, everybody in their toolkit should have a Steve. You should be able to open a drawer and go, come on Steve. I will tell you now that if I would have attempted that on my driveway, A, I would have soiled myself, and B, there is no way with the tools that I've got that I would ever get any of them bolts out. Probably one or two, but that'd be it. If it wasn't for Steve's ingenuity, getting a little medieval, a bit of percussive maintenance, and a effing great Dugga gun, there is no way would have got the job done. But there you go, it's done now. So both sides, both sets of lower arms replaced with the discount MG spares, uprated items, new bolts put in, and new springs. These springs, as you will see now, it's magic, were broken. Both of the pigtails on the springs had gone, which is very, very common, but they can't fail an MOT for it because they're captive, because they sit in a pan. That's the way it is. It's not like a strut or anything. So yes, both of those are broken, which I know is very common as well. But yeah, those arms were well past their best. In fact, I think I could confidently say that they were ready to go at any minute, you know, because we're going away fairly soon. Fully loaded car, you know, British roads. Yeah, they were going to fail spectacularly. But we've got nice shiny parts now. So yes, we've done that. Put new discs on as well. Old pads were actually fine. We just you know, greased up calipers, put them back again. Just did the handbrake. The handbrake shoes were really good and a lot smaller than what I expected. I expected I've actually had bigger handbrake shoes or brake shoes on a motorcycle, wider. I've actually had wider shoes on a motorbike because they're literally only about an inch wide, and that surprised me. I thought half of them were missing, but no, they're all there. But yeah, but without a Steve, I couldn't have done it. No way could I have done it. No way. So yeah, so big thanks to Uncle Steve. He can get back in his toolbox now until the next time he's needed, which he will be, because as this is an MG Rover press car, I think we need to look after it. I think that's the idea, unless something goes catastrophically wrong, which you never know, do you? Supermarket version of Lilt, the totally tropical taste. But yeah, so it's all done now, and those looked like, especially by the state of the bushings and all that, they looks like the original arms. But yeah, what I was not expecting the state they came out of, to be honest, or they came. Yeah, I knew what it meant, but already I can feel a difference in the rear with the new springs. She's wafty. Job next when money allows. New front dampers and springs. So I've got new rear dampers on. I only fitted them only about 300-400 miles ago. So they were alright. So yeah, all good. But it took, because a lot of the heads of the bolts and stuff, they were not the best. We had to sort of like start hammering on sockets of different sizes, because you've got to remember, when Haynes manuals do this sort of thing, they're doing it with a new car. You know, they're probably not even a year old or 6 months old when they do it in the motorcycle manuals especially. So when they go, oh yes, undo this bolt, undo that bolt, it's a brand new fucking bolt that's got all its faces and it's not rusted in, it's not, you know, aluminium bonding to the steel or anything like that. It's in. And these cars now, this is a 2002 car, and it was actually built in 2002 as far as I know. I think it was in June or July 2002, I don't know. I did actually look it up. So yes, it was its birthday not so long ago, let's say. So yeah, bearing in mind it's put up with that many British winters, and if you're not in Britain, we salt our roads. So you can safely say from November, December right through to March, April, May time they'll grit the roads. And then of course they use rock salt and molasses and stuff like that to make it stick to the road. But also in the very, very hot weather, they will salt the roads as well to stop the tarmac melting. So it's one of them where most of the year we're in a sort of a salty kind of situation. Now when I get a chance, I'll get under the car and I'll put the old Lano guard on it and give it a fighting chance that way. But these arms from Discount MG Rover Spares, that's another plug. They should be giving me sweeties. Well worth the money. The kit, well worth the money. That's the biggest expense we've had to spend on the car. But you know, suspension, all suspension items, brake items, they're all wearables. So people might complain about the cost of it, but if you think, say if you've got 10 years out of your suspension and you've fractioned that up over how many days it's lasted or weeks it's lasted, it's pence per week, literally. So that's the way you got to budget it. But as usual, we all know budgets don't work that way. Everything will need doing, everything will go wrong at once, and everything will need doing at once. Now I was going to do the rear brakes the other week, but when I saw the state of the arms, I'm amazed that the reason I never saw it when I did the dampers, it was because I was underneath the car. I never looked at the top of the arms. I didn't have to, because if I would have spotted them then, I would have got them done then. But yeah, but the captive bolts that are in the subframe, they put up a fight. It found them quite awkward to get a socket on. It's sort of like trying to get a recessed spark plug, that kind of thing. You're going in blind. We had a light bar up there, a mirror, the lot, because his lift broke. So if it was up on a lift, we would have seen it a lot easier, but no, the lad was squirming round on his back. So, you know, it's took us an afternoon, or rather it's took him an afternoon, and I've been providing moral support, sandwiches and such like, and beverages. So it's yeah, it's done now. We've got shiny things. So yeah, so I'm happy. I'm happy to load the car up now, let's say that. And all the way back, I've not had a single clunk from the rear. All 75s tend to do it. All 75s tend to have a clunk. And yeah, mine was, I mean, it must have been the springs, to be honest, as the pigtails have broken. Obviously they're allowed to move a little bit, and it's probably that I heard. Because it's been quiet as a mouse on the way back. And I've got a prick in a Skoda at my bottom in a Skoda estate. So that would be Roger the Rep from Romford, coming back from selling his quota of fucking paper clips and trying to bully someone down the road. Well, this is a 50-mile-an-hour road, mate, so for hook, you who? Oh, he's backed off now. He could probably feel the aura of anger. But I mean, I found if I start bombing around places, I find that I hit every fucking red light. I have to wait at every junction, every roundabout. Where if you just chill, you generally get a better passage. Ooh, we like a passage. We like a nice passage. So I have had, even though I'm shit up, and I did get a little bit exhausted at one stage. I did need something to eat and drink. I really enjoyed my afternoon. Really enjoyed it. Because, you know, the offerer's help was there. He regretted it. But yeah, he certainly earned his dollar today. He really has. So I got him some refreshing cold beverages, adult beverages as well. And I hope he enjoys those tonight. So I'm going to go home, wash my arms, and well, I can always already feel the improvement in the braking department in the rear. I actually used the old pads because they were fine. They were absolutely fine. The discs were shot, so I've reused the old pads, but it already feels better on the brakes. I did new pads at the front a while ago, and I struggled to do them, to be honest. I couldn't get the pad in the piston, the clips. I had to keep adjusting the clips and all this. I just didn't have the strength to get them in. But yeah, all done now. Come on then, Mr. Skoda, Roger the Rep from Romford. You can come past now, because you've been wanting to come past all this time. Show us how big and manly you are. In fact, I'm going to help you, and I'm going to indicate for my turn early. You've got the choice if you want to go around or not. No? Oh, you are. Good. Oh. Here he is, and it's Roger the Repmobile, Skoda Estate. Well, yes, because I had a 20% sale increase in Slough last quarter, I actually could option the 5-spoke alloys when I changed the car instead of the standard Steelers with hubcaps, because I was salesman of the year. Bunch of twats. Anyway, folks, I'm signing off because I'm nearly back home and I'm knackered. Happy but knackered. So, yeah, enjoy yourself, guys. See you next time. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Hello to the new subscribers. Oh, God, you don't know what you're in for. Anyway, thank you for subscribing. Bye-bye.